Hello guys and welcome back to another skill point guide video for Total War Warhammer 3 on Immortal Empires. Today we'll be going over Zhatan the Black, playing as the Chaos Dwarves. Now Zhatan the Black, I really like him as a melee lord. As you see here, once we've been able to spend quite a few of his points, he's got some pretty ridiculous melee capabilities. Loads of armor, he's got a shield protecting himself against missiles when they're firing directly in front of him. High leadership, melee attack, melee defense, incredible weapon strength, a little bit of a bonus versus large. I really like him when he's on his foot, or on foot rather. I found him to be quite squishy when he's either on his Great Taurus mount or his Lamasu. Now obviously the Lamasu has some pretty good bonuses that come with it, but really if you really just need him to really hold the line, and like just kind of tank and keep the enemy at bay, I really think he's better off at doing that on foot. But nonetheless, let's jump into his video and talk about his skill points. Now he's a very basic, sort of straightforward melee lord, but he's got some pretty good extra bonuses down his special skill line that I do like to grab. But starting first with this blue line, nothing crazy out of the ordinary, but I do like to grab Tyrant just for the extra labor gain post battle, 15%. And then just spending the last point into Cunning to get, mainly to get Iron Willed for that casualty replenishment rate of 30%, excuse me. The labor early on in the game, that way you're just able to get more slaves early on, so you're able to either, granted I know I'm at turn 91, this is actually taken from the campaign that I was doing on the channel for some live streams. But that way, you know, early on you can either do more labor actions, you can move more labor around, that kind of thing. So just getting a lot of that early on is very beneficial to kind of kickstart your campaign once it gets going. Now, the reason I don't get the Ruthless Disciplinarian is because I don't have my lords typically standing around in a province just providing control. In terms of replenishment, Chaos Dwarves do not suffer from replenishment really at all, and so spending these skills in your lords is just not really needed in my opinion, which is why I just end up going with Cunning, just to give him a little more extra ambush success chance, because, you know, why not? But Iron Willed is really good. Now, his skill tree overall is in no particular order. You could do his blue line, then red line, melee line, then his special skills. It's really up to you, because there's nothing in his skill line that is like, oh my gosh, like you want to get this right away. He's got a lot of good things, but they're all fairly like average. Like and that's not a necessarily bad thing. They're good things. They add some good bonuses to his army and to himself personally. But again, it's nothing like, you know, getting, I don't know, like, just playing as Scarbrand recently, like the 100% armor piercing damage, you know, with more kills that he's gained, anything like that, you know. The only one I really would rush to get is regeneration for him, but other than that, again, nothing too crazy. So really what it does is it opens it up for you as a player to really kind of focus what you need more personally on the battlefield. You know, do you need your units to be better? Do you need your lord to be a little tankier? You know, whatever you want to do, it's okay, whichever path you need to go down. But just finishing with the blue line, because of that, I do like to get down to the upkeep cost and campaign movement range. Just because the Chaos Dwarves don't have supply lines, so anything that you're actually able to reduce in terms of upkeep cost is, you know, you're not trying to offset that with supply lines, so that's just a standard upkeep cost, you know, that you'll actually get. But going down as red line, playing as the Chaos Dwarves, I really like their guns. Hobgoblins are great and all, but really I like their firepower. So firing drills, Hellforge for their artillery, and just going down and getting the lucky lackeys just for more missile strength. For the hobgoblins here, I did grab that just because I'm still using them in the army right now, currently for Zhatan in this campaign. But mainly, I do like to get the bloodied bombardment. That way, your blunderbusses, your fire glaives, your artillery all get some extra reload time reduction, missile resistance, missile strength, and also the explosive missile damage for your artillery. Really, really powerful there. And then grabbing standard die is just good for an extra ability for your lord, just for some more melee defense and leadership once he's in battle, holding the line for your missile units to do that damage. The reason I do end up putting one into Lucky Lackeys is because even though I don't have Gordas in Zhatan's army, the Hobgoblin Archers are still very powerful and still very durable at this stage in the campaign. I just haven't swapped them out, so which is why I ended up putting a point into that, which is, you know, it provides them with some ward save as well. And it just makes them a little tankier. As you can see, their stats for a Hobgoblin unit aren't really too bad once they've gotten some ranks up and whatnot. But going down his melee line, I almost like to get everything other than his armor. He's already got loads and loads of armor. Like, this is one of the most just straight up amounts of armor out of any legendary lore that I can think of just off the top of my head. But I do like to get him more melee attack, more melee defense, some speed, weapon strength. Boundless Cruelty is really good. Just, you know, more enemies in the area provide more of a leadership debuff, up to 8. You know, it's a little handy. But then, you know, getting more weapon strength, more leadership, so it's harder for him to break, and then more hit points just makes him a little tankier. And Heroic Killing Blow, again, just gives him a little bit of a buff to his armor piercing and base weapon damage there. Now, special skills are really good. In my campaign, I believe I did his blue line, a little bit of his red line, and then got his special skills. But it's, again, in no particular order, which is why, you know, I kind of just went through the blue line, red line, melee line, and now his special skills. But he does have some really good stuff in his special skill line. Subjugator is good just for more casualties, captured post-battle loot, income, post-battle loot, labor gain, post-battle loot. All that is really good. Particularly early on in the campaign when you're not generating a lot of that naturally. So really good, especially when he's the only lord fighting. That way you're getting, you know, the most money, more casualties, and labor gained as much as possible in the early stages of the campaign. The black is, you know, the skill point we talked about earlier, giving him basically regeneration. Makes him a little tankier. You know, reducing the upkeep further of your army, providing some replenishment rate, recruit rank, you know, that's all great. Nothing crazy, but, you know, it's better than nothing. And then the haughty resilience, getting your army more armor, leadership, and melee defense will make them more durable, more tanky, so they can fight longer. All really good things. And laughing killer, the enemy leadership -10 in the local region on very hard difficulty is very useful. That way it kind of offsets the bonuses that the AI gets. And obviously on the lower difficulties, if you play on those difficulties, that enemy leadership -10 will have an even greater effect for you in your battles there. But in terms of remaining points, I do like to grab Mentor again, and this, just the headdress of Zar and the Hashut scales, just for some spell resistance and missile resistance, in case I end up putting him on a mount. The Unyielding Command, I know, never really prioritize on the aura size and leadership effect of that, unless I just have some extra skills to spend. But you definitely could, if you wanted to, give him more armor, or even go down his blue line a little bit, but I just like to give him a little more resistances when and where I can. But that is the skill guide for Zhatan the Black. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are enjoying the comment. And don't forget to leave a comment down below if you guys end up leveling Zhatan up differently. If you focus on other units, you know, just let me know what different kind of combinations you guys may have come up with on your own. Again, always interested to hear what you guys have to say in terms of how you may have leveled a lord up differently. So, but anyway, thank you guys again for the support. And until the next stream or skill point guide video, I will see you guys later on. And until then, have a good one, guys. Bye.